Hello and welcome to my channel, Kuromus here. Today I am bringing you a character build around the Eldritch Blast cantrip. We will mainly be an assassin, multiclassed into Warlock at character level 5, to benefit from the Eldritch Blast upgrades. The assassin subclass guarantees critical hits on surprised enemies, and we will take advantage of that with the Warlock subclass, the Great Old One. The passive Mortal Reminder will activate when we critically hit enemies, making them frightened and therefore unable to move. We will be able to achieve this in 2 targets at level 5 and up to 3 targets at level 10. We will further abuse this by choosing the feat Spell Sniper, allowing us to crit with our Eldritch Blast with a roll of 19 and 20. Keep in mind this character greatly benefits from going in a party, since it makes much easier to proc our sneak attacks. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this build, and without more delay, let's begin. We are starting our journey as a rogue to have very strong sneak attacks. For our abilities we are going to focus in dexterity and charisma, while having a little bit of constitution. For our skills, we can choose pretty much whatever we like. And charisma will be the attribute that we will focus as we level up. Once we reach rogue level 2, we will get our cunning passives. We will be able to hide, dash and disengage using a bonus action instead of the standard action. On character level 3, we will choose our subclass. For this build will be the assassin. This will let us have advantage against enemies that have not acted yet. We will also have access to ambush, granting us critical hits to enemies that are surprised. And we will also restore our action points after surprising enemies. At character level 4, we will be getting our first feat. And for this build it will be Spell Sniper. Keep in mind the cantrip that you choose with this feat will be based on the intelligence attribute. Therefore you may pick anything except Eldritch Blast. Once we reach character level 5, we will multiclass into Warlock. Keep in mind, at character level 5, all the cantrips will automatically improve, regardless of which classes we have chosen. Here it is mandatory, of course, to choose Eldritch Blast, and the second choice is pretty much up to you. For our subclass, we will pick the Great Old One, allowing us, as we explained earlier, to frighten enemies once we critically hit them. Keep in mind the enemies can do a saving throw based on wisdom to avoid the effect. For our spells, Hex is definitely mandatory, as it combos really well with Eldritch Blast. The other choices are up to you. At character level 6, we will continue our progression as a Warlock. The reason for this is we want to choose our Eldritch Invocation to further boost our damage. Agonizing Blast is then a must. For this particular build I decided to go without any armor, so I have chosen Armor of Shadows. This will increase our armor class to 13 without consuming any spell slots. Here we will continue our progression as a Warlock. The reason for this is we want to reach our second feat as soon as possible. Spells you may choose whatever you prefer. As for the pact, I decided to go with the Chain one, as I think the summon could assist us from time to time, and the other two do not fit really well into this build. Feel free to replace spells as you see fit. As they're not the main focus of this build, you may just go for utility like Misty Step or else. Here we will get our 4th and last level of Warlock, and we will choose our second feat. Here we will go for Charisma Improvement, as it is the main stat for our Eldritch Blast. It will improve both our hit chance and our damage. An argument could be done here about going Assassin 10 levels and Warlock 2 levels. The number of feats you get are the same and you get an extra dice of sneak attack, but I feel having the Pact plus the level 2 spells is way more useful. So there is a level missing in the recording. Now it should be the 5th level of Rogue, but as you can see in the footage it's the level 6. That happened to me because I did a lot of testing and footage to get this build right, so I apologize for that. We continue with our 7th level in the Assassin class, giving us access to evasion, which will help us avoid area of effect damage. Our last feat will be ability improvement charisma. Now let's see the combo in action. So this footage we're at level 7 just to demonstrate the surprise mechanic, since I couldn't find enemies to surprise at level 12. So at this point we have 2 Eldritch Blasts. We focus 2 enemies and we do some interesting damage considering the level we are in. Plus this is ranged damage, so very good. And to wrap up the video, I'll leave you with the usual footage. Spoiler alert, I got wrecked, okay? This is not a build where you can solo all these enemies. However, I tried my best and I have shown that the build is quite good. And of course it really needs the support of a party to shine, to really proc our sneak attack damage.
Still on my feet. Breathe deep and move. Softer than a whisper. Shadow? I just want a little. Impero TV. Better be cautious.
Well, I managed to kill the tough dwarf. These two guys, like I said before, they managed to defeat me, so I will cut it here. As usual, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you find the build very useful and fun, and see you in the next one. Adios.